Welcome back, everyone. So you've started to learn a little bit about Europe, this land that holds 46 countries and has Mount Elbrus as its highest peak. We're going to be getting a little bit more into that. And lesson one is the geography of Europe. Lesson two is rulers and invaders, and a change in government that occurred that eventually would affect things here in the United States. Let's just take a look. So for note taking, as we look more at the geography of Europe, two options are provided for note taking, and you'll find those right here in on the home page. One is slides, and the other is a doc. And the difference between the two, well, it's up to you which one you want to use. They're both kind of laid out. This is like a notebook. Both of them are like notebooks, and you can choose either the slides. I figured I didn't add too much color at all. I thought that you could add the color if you needed to for organizing things. We are going to be adding things that are already written there. If you do want to change colors of your slides, you simply right click or use a double finger touch on your touchpad and then change the background, and it will allow you to change the color. So that's how you do it in the slides. And for the doc, the Google Doc, you right click in it also, and you go to table properties, and you would go to the cell background color. Because the borders are already colored differently. But those are the two options that you have, either the slides for your notebook, lessons 1 and 2. Lessons 3 and 4 will be on another document starting to get pretty long, so I broke it into two halves. And then you have the doc here as another option for you. Coming back to the Canvas page right here, you will also be using Chapter 14 resources. When you click on that link, it will take you to a separate page. And on that page, you're going to have a Lesson 1 Quizlet, a Lesson 1 Kahoot that you can play. There's a Lesson 1 crossword. And then Ducksters has many additional things here for learning more about Europe and the Middle Ages. So, okay, so you are going to go to the homepage and make your choice whether you want the slides or the document notebook. I am going to be presenting to the class using the document, and we will start going through that today. Scribe's name, I put down scribe here because, gosh, they had to copy everything by hand before Gutenberg came around. And as we get into the Middle Ages, we will find out that Johannes Gutenberg spent many years and finally came up with a printing press. But before then, everything had to be done by hand. So on this first page, you will, after you open your choice, save it to your social studies folder, and then put your name on the front here, Sonny Guthrie. I'm not sure why I chose that. And then we're going to move to Lesson 1, the Geography of Europe. And I will have to give the class time. I'm going to move along a little bit quicker here because if you're watching the video, you will be able to pause it. But the main idea, the landforms and climate of Europe affect the way Europeans live. The way Europeans live. And we just have a rough map down here. You're familiar with that a little bit from having done a map about it. And the section right here is where the Northwest Mountains are in Scandinavia. Here we have the Northern European Plain, the Central Uplands right about here, and then the Alpine mountain system. And let's move on. And like I said, you'll find the same slides if you chose the other option. Europe, this is the second smallest continent. It stretches from the Arctic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea and has 4 major land regions. 4 major land regions. And it is warmed by the Gulf Stream. Warmed by the Gulf Stream. The ocean currents that move across the ocean towards Europe tend to have a moderating effect on the climate there. And again, it stretches from the Arctic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. And let's move to the Northwest Mountains. These cover the Nordic region. Nordic meaning north. These cover the Nordic region. And the soil is poor and thin. And this would be an area where, because the soil is not as good, they would be harvesting timber and becoming more of the economy based on fishing. The North European Plain. This has much flat and rolling fertile land. And again, we actually have a map here showing the Northern European Plain, the Alps, Alpine Mountain System right there. The Central Uplands, which would be over in this area more. Central Uplands, it includes low mountains and high plateaus. And some land is suited for farming. Don't have an illustration for that one or an image at all. And then we move to the Alpine Mountain System. And it includes mountain systems such as the Carpathian Mountains, and the Alps. It includes mountain systems such as the Carpathian Mountains and the Alps. And forests and fertile land can be found here. And next we have the Ural Mountains. These are old, low mountains. If I had to make a comparison, I would say that they would be similar to what the Appalachian Mountains are here in the United States. Very old mountains. If you see them, you can even tell the difference. If you've seen the Rocky Mountains, they are younger mountains, more jagged. The Appalachian Mountains, you can just tell that they've been around a longer time. It seems like they're more weathered. And along with the Ural River, they separate Europe from Asia. Along with the Ural River, they separate Europe from Asia. Next, we move to the Volga River. And this is Europe's longest river. And it runs through Russia. empties in the Caspian Sea and is connected to the Arctic Ocean via canals. And is connected to the Arctic Ocean via canals. Just like we connected the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean using the Erie Canal, and there are many canal systems here in the United States. Water transportation is very important. So it runs through Russia, empties in the Caspian Sea, and is connected to the Arctic Ocean via canals. Next, we have the Danube River. Danube with the bossy E. That E on the end must make the U say its own sound. Maybe you remember that from first grade. This east-west river is a main water route. This east-west river is a main water route. And it is Europe's second longest river. And what do we have down here? It looks like we have some musical notes. I'm not sure whose writing that is. I should know, but there is a song, The Blue Danube. Maybe you've heard it. Maybe you've played it. Next, the Rhine River. This is a busy inland water system. And it runs from the Alps to the North Sea. And what do we have down here? A car. What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with anything here related to the Rhine River? Well, we have Rhine Auto located here in Sheboygan County. A lot of German settlers came here, and we have the town of Rhine. Just like we also have for the Irish settlers, we have the towns of Mitchell and Parnell, who were very important people. But a lot of heritage that we had coming from Europe ended up here in Wisconsin. So yes, Rhine Auto. It is a junkyard in the township of Rhine. Pretty nice looking car there. Okay, folks, we're going to stop there for today. We'll continue in our next video with lesson 2, Rulers and Invaders.